A new national group called the Campaign to End AIDS is taking its message around the country in caravans, and one is heading toward Madison tonight.
Many in this grassroots group are people living with HIV/AIDS, including Wisconsin's coordinator, Bob Bowers, who says the campaign has renewed his passion to stop the disease. Across the country, the Campaign to End AIDS is taking its message to the streets and to lawmakers. And the message is simple: fund treatment and research, support people who are sick, and pump up prevention and awareness efforts. More than anything, it's a wake-up call.
It is to try to get all AIDS service organizations, all community-based service organizations, all persons living with AIDS mad to get angry and say enough is enough. And so I have done everything in my power to be part of that.
Why would you need to make people angry?
We are so apathetic. There's such complacency. It's astounding. It's appalling. During the 80s, I went about my life. I worked as a fitness trainer. I was married. I lived life. I was tired of watching people die. My friends who have died were part of ACT UP and making sure that I had my medications and I had my services and that. They're dead. And there's so many people now, there's an entire generation of people who have not witnessed that, who have no clue what AIDS can really do, the potentiality of this disease, the carnage. And until you've seen that, I'm like, oh well, people are still losing jobs, losing lives, and dying silently. In 2005, over 20 years into this, and we're not upset. The tsunami took 150,000 lives, and that happens every 3 weeks with AIDS.
Globally, 150,000 people die every 3 weeks.
Yes. 40,000 new infections of HIV every year in the United States alone. 11 people a minute in the world from a preventable virus, and we're not angry. The campaign,
10 of those,
its greatest message is to ignite that passion and reignite that passion for a lot of us who have been survivors to this, who've watched our friends die off in the 80s, to say, hey, we're fed up. We can't sit back anymore.
So on Saturday, you're going to march up to the Capitol to try to send a message to lawmakers. And if they really only hear one message, what would you have that be?
The ultimate message is to end AIDS. We view it as somebody else's problem. And until we can make people understand, until we can pull people out of the woodwork like this campaign is trying to do, to pull women, people of color, children from all over the nation saying, here we are. We're going to continue to go 10 million miles backwards. The Campaign to End AIDS will re-energize a very apathetic nation. There's no way it cannot.
And one caravan will reach Madison Friday evening. Then Saturday morning, there's a rally inside the UW Memorial Union, ending with that noon march to the Capitol. Then local AIDS activists like Bob Bowers will join the caravan as it heads to Washington, D.C., where all the caravans will converge for 4 days of events from November 5th until the 8th.
And Bob is a very powerful spokesman.
He is.
Coming up.